Makes it sound like you're playing Worms. All right, we've got the red team already redoed up. We have ShadowUltima and DiesOsse. They are dynamic execution, trying frantically to shoot the neutrals without realizing that you cannot actually inflict damage on the neutrals before the game begins. But they're ready. They're champing at the bit. Just waiting on sporefreak. Got a little bit of CPU lag from fdew, but this should work out. sporefreak and fdew deciding what they want to do. fdew almost getting taken out. Meanwhile, ShadowUltima and DiesOsse going ahead and just blitzkrieging over that corner outpost. Someone is frantically pinging on that. fdew going to use his Warthog. Still can't really decide on a target, so he's going to shoot the one that auto-heals itself and then retreat. sporefreak, meanwhile, still working on neutralizing and capturing that right outpost, but ShadowUltima may actually just harass and neutralize this. Realizing that Carbon Team's a little bit behind, he's going to start sniping these tanks out. sporefreak barely saves that Longhorn. Barely, but he might still get some of these tanks picked off because that turret's still socketed, it's still healing. Meanwhile, DiesOsse is going to just push forward with the Buckies, with the shooters, and just continue neutralizing these outposts and continue gaining ground. Red team has a significant advantage in here, and it would be interesting if ShadowUltima kept coming forward, kept harassing, just to keep pushing them down. Since these are armadillo tanks for the most part, these are very easy to pick off. They have a very low hit point pool. sporefreak with the bomber trying to do some harass of his own, but that air to ground from the Warthog was too much. He was unable to escape. Bomber generally a good choice against this mass kind of Bucky sort of play, but now red team has got some traditional Longhorn tanks to throw in there, so nothing really hidden here. They're playing a very straightforward game in that respect, but Carbon Team, this black team, is going to have to come up with something new and different if they're going to get this game back. They're at a significant disadvantage. So sporefreak going ahead, dropping the Seeker, dropping a couple anti-air here actually. That should keep ShadowUltima from getting a little bit too trigger happy. ShadowUltima thinking maybe he can kill something. He's just picking off the carbon creeps, preventing them from capturing this post. That delays that capture even longer. So sporefreak trying to drop a couple infantry. Is it enough? Yes, he's got 4 of them. Vulcans from fdew. Now that is an interesting decision. So sporefreak going to get taken down again, trying to micro his units, trying to reposition so that he's not, well, as screwed. Red team's just going to move south in another coordinated assault, so red team clearly communicating with each other pretty well as far as what each player is doing. They're attacking together, they're defending together, and they neutralize this bottom outpost. So red team does have units at this top middle. fdew is building Vulcans. They're a kind of light air unit, but the fact that there are Seekers from the red team is going to prevent those Vulcans from getting a lot of work done. ShadowUltima, meanwhile, taking sporefreak down yet again. Bomber is many things, but tough is not one of them. fdew also getting sniped by that Warthog cannon. DiesOsse just whipping out that minigun, kicking ass, taking names, chewing bubblegum. So that bomber does not have a distance attack on the ground. He's going to get air to grounded again, most likely. Oh, no, manages to jiggle away there. fdew seems to be a little bit confused, wondering why this outpost is not his color. Unfortunately, it is red. Now, red team is going to push forward. The bomber, as it continues to drop these bombs, those actually do damage over time to that area. So if you stay in one place against a bomber, you will lose. This bomber is basically forcing the engagement. Now, he doesn't have any good distance attacks, so he does have to get in up close and personal or keep doing these drive-by bombings. And since all these Buckies, all these Flackers, they're very light units, the bomber could actually get a lot of work done and even this game out, but they're going to have to get more ground. Just the outpost control difference is giving red a massive advantage in this, because they're going to have more upkeep, they're going to have more units. Right now it's 66 versus 15. Red currently has more than 4 times the upkeep. Carbon Team has they have stacked 4 lunchboxes on their fort. So lunchboxes, these are a socketable that slowly increases. They recharge your fort just a little bit. They give you just a little bit of an overshield. They do not stack. So if you socket more than 1 lunchbox, the only thing that's affected by that is going to be that your fort health will regenerate just a little bit faster. Sporefreak once again getting taken down. DiesOsse definitely has his name in the hat. Carbon Team just goes ahead, surrenders. They say, this is a lost cause. No thank you. We've got no units. Red's already pounding our fort, and we have no outposts. So, little bit one-sided, but yeah, it works out. So that is going to be Nerd Rage taking this game. I think it's Nerd Rage. No. Dynamic Execution. Aha! Ha ha! Yeah, something along those lines. So anyway, that will actually conclude our round of 16, and we'll be moving on to the round of 8. Believe it or not. Well, actually, even if you don't believe it, we're still going to do that. Round of 8 is also